to someone who knows far more about this than I do. This morning, we're talking to a retired Special Forces captain and creator of the Discovery Channel's series One Man Army. Mykel Hawke is joining us to find out more about the planning and preparation that goes into operations like this. Mykel, thanks for joining us.
I think it's really important to know that the American psyche always views ourselves as the good guys wearing the white hat. So we always consider the potential loss of innocent life, and we try to calculate and reduce or mitigate that risk as much as possible. And I think this operation is a classic example of that. We could have very easily have just fired a rocket, forget, they're done and dusted. We don't have any risk to American lives. But once they realized that, and this is key, that there were innocent people on the first floor who were unaware, that was a decision point which triggered them to take a different course of action and risk American lives.
Former Special Forces Captain Mykel Hawke knows firsthand what those volunteers are walking into. He's a combat veteran and also in touch with some veterans who are in Ukraine right now. He joins us here on The Morning Show. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Good morning, sir. Thanks for having me.
The U.S. government understands the passion to want to help Ukraine, but it is discouraging Americans from joining the fight because there are legal and national security issues. Your thoughts?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's a very big deal. A lot of people need to realize nothing like this has ever happened. You can't compare this to Sudan or anywhere else. You've got basically a madman off the leash with his finger on the red button, and that could trigger World War III. So the U.S. is doing everything they can to help the Ukraine without committing military troops. While there are legal ways that we can do that, it would play right into what Putin's trying to do, is prove that we are the aggressors, and it would justify everything that he's been saying. So we just can't do it. What that means is Ukraine is frustrated. Americans are frustrated. Ukraine is asking for help. Americans want to help. As far as this particular reserve, it's got a lot of water right now because we've been getting a lot of rain, and that's going to make navigating around extremely difficult. So even if you're an avid camper like this fellow is, reportedly, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good survivalist.
Mykel Hawke is a well-known survival expert. He says the park is filled with a multitude of resources, but only if you know how to handle them properly.
For me, the swamp is great because it gives you everything you need: food, water, shelter, fire, all that. However, if you don't know what you're doing, it will kill you quickly. My name's Mykel Hawke. I'm retired Special Forces, 25 years, combat veteran and survival expert. If you're on the run, out here trying to hide, he's got to get in something small, like a bivy sack, on the ground, right? Which then exposes him to the critters and the wetness. If he wants to survive out here for any period of time, he's got to be able to keep himself clean, he's got to be able to dry out his feet, and he's got to be able to stay hydrated. And those are massive challenges in this environment. Okay, folks, this is a technique that you can employ for self-defense. When you try this, I want you to do it like I'm doing it, but also be very careful because it's very easy to break a bone. This little elbow joint right here only takes 8 pounds of pressure to break. So when you do this with your friends, if you like them, be nice and don't break their arm. So now you have an attacker getting ready to come at you like a boxer. He's just gonna knock your head right off your shoulder. So when he comes at you, you put your arms up, act like you're getting ready to attack. And when he comes at me, nice and slow so I don't hurt you, swing for my head. You're coming up, and see this? I'm putting up a block, I'm parrying, I'm getting off the line, I'm closing the distance, and wherever I make contact with him, I'm sliding just a little bit, just past his elbow, so he can't come and elbow me in the face.
But what if your kidnapper ties you up? Retired Special Forces officer Mykel Hawke is about to show us how to break free.
I'm gonna secure this zip tie very tight right on your wrist bones, okay, so it looks like you're not going anywhere, right?
I'm not. I'm trying to get out of this.
Your mission is, as soon as the bad guys take their eyes off of you, to execute the escape maneuver. And you do that by simply bringing your arms up as high as you can, and you want to pull them down into your stomach with as much force as you can. While you're doing it, spread your elbows and push your stomach out. And what you're going to do is you're going to overwhelm the locking mechanism and break free.
And anybody can do this?
Anybody can do it.
If I can do it, anybody can.
This is what it's going to look like. Bam!
Here we go.